Hey guys, it is I, your host, again, Karan Jones. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, obviously, we're going to be talking a lot about Power Rangers, the movie that's supposed to be coming out here in 2017. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, I posted a question on Facebook in a few Power Rangers fan groups, and the question was, question for everyone. In your opinion, what is it that has made Power Rangers one of the world's longest lasting television series? Also, what are your hopes for the reboot? And so, in everything Power Rangers, Boland Mustafa, hope I pronounced his name right, multicolored individuals piloting giant robot assault vehicles in the fight against evil. And Brendan Kane said a pretty big factor is Power Rangers basically has a monopoly on live action kids action shows. And going on a little further, looking at some more comments. Let's see, also UK Power Rangers cosplay. Jay Tuckwell, it's awesome. I would agree with that. Enough said, right? That just pretty much spells it out. Danielle Spencer, it's not really one of the world's longest series, not even reached 25 years yet. Which is, I would agree with that, but I would say it's probably one of the longest lasting, children's, television shows that's aired for, so many years. It's like 21 years now. But yeah, it's pretty long lasting for sure. Matthew Fernham, it made a mark on people in 1993 and it gets aired more and more so new audiences get to see. I totally agree with that. Danielle Spencer, so is Doctor Who in 1963 and Star Trek. I'm just saying, it's not really one of the world's longest series, which is very true. I mean, if you look at other TV series, I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but there are some that, for instance, Star Trek, that's been on, been around for ages, for many years, and, continues to be aired to this day, with the new, cast and so on and so forth. Casey Jack Bradley, Sentai. Alright, that's fair enough. Andy Carter, how can I get a reboot? It hasn't ended yet. And just for clarification, guys, when I mean reboot, I'm talking about the Power Rangers movie that's supposed to be coming out in 2017. So for that question, I'm just referring to the movie itself. I think he means the new movie reboot. Thank you, Daniel Spencer. That's exactly what I meant. And Joe Winters, I'm most looking forward to seeing Alpha 5 for the reboot. And I'm saying, ay, 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 LOL. In the Power Rangers fan group, with the question that I posed, Cody McGrath, money and toy sales, and hopefully it doesn't suck. Yeah, I would totally agree with that too. Chris Nutt, cheap production costs, easy to dub footage, non-union actors, decent toy sales. The most expensive season was Lost Galaxy at an unestimated $700,000. That's pretty crazy. And Bobby Torres, likable characters, decent villains, good balance between Sentai footage and original footage, plus the toy tie-in. My hope is to remain true to the essence and spirit of Power Rangers, making it a fun adventure with a good balance of action and character. I totally would agree with that. I feel like especially with the new Power / Rangers, dark and gritty version, of the Power Rangers that recently was released. I definitely can see Saban and Lionsgate kind of taking a step back, reanalyzing, the direction towards the film, because that alone, that, fan project, gained a lot of publicity, a lot of attention, and, really stirred up mixed feelings within the Power Ranger fan community. And I say that because there's some, who are all for it, all sold out, and specifically for those who were kids when 1993 Power Rangers aired. I think that project really speaks to those fans in particular now today, because we're all grown up, and so we can relate and think about like, oh yeah, I grew up watching the show, and now it's like, well, what if there's that what if factor, like what if this happened with these characters, so we can kind of relate with it better versus, a younger generation. But I think it's definitely time for, the directors for the new movie to kind of reanalyze, all right, how are we going to bring this product to life on the big screen, and make it better than what it was before, because those are things that you have to think about when you're, trying to do television franchise film, and if it wasn't that successful before, you really want to think about, what are some of the pros and cons going into this new film. So the Power Rangers release date, according to my notes, is January 22nd, 2017. The original release date was July 13th, 2006. I mean, 2016. Wow, am I like going backwards? But yeah, 2016, July 13th, that was the original release date. And January 22nd, 2017, that's our new release date. So quite a huge gap. And like I did a video before where I was talking about, the Power / Rangers Dark and Gritty version of the Rangers. I feel like there definitely is possibly some tension, with that movie, coming out. Well, that short film anyway. And, it's kind of like if I were a director, if I seen that and fans, really kind of liked it and some really kind of rejected it, then I might want to take a step back from my project and reanalyze direction as to, all right, who was the crowd that we're speaking to? Is it just kids, or is it just, it can't just be just adults, and it kind of can't just be kids, but it kind of be something like what I'm hoping what they're gonna go for is like Incredibles, for an instance. I feel like Pixar, Disney, they did a great job with Incredibles, specifically because it was presented as a kids movie, yet there were still adult concepts and adult content that was within that movie. So when you have a product like that, it speaks to a broad range of people. So kids can watch it, adults can watch it, and both within the movie and after it walk out enjoying what they've seen. So I'm hoping they kind of go for a direction like that. And I use Incredibles as an example here, just to kind of paint that vivid picture of, who is the crowd of many that they're speaking to in terms of production for this new Power Rangers movie. Now, as far as the story, that's what I'm curious on. I mean, on a few online sources, I've seen that they've been hinting at Rita Repulsa as being one of the main villains, some alien-like woman, who carries like a staff of some sort with, an emblem, on her staff, and is able to give life to monstrous creatures. Sounds a lot like Rita Repulsa to me, so I'm pretty sure that, we can kind of confirm that in a sense, that she will definitely, be in this film. But here's what I'm hoping, if they're gonna take a different twist and a different direction, this is something that I think might be kind of fun to see, and I feel like a lot of Power Rangers fans would totally agree with this. Just the story behind Zordon and Rita Repulsa, like what happened between them. Why is she so evil, and why does she hate the Power Rangers and Zordon so much? And how did Zordon get such a big head and get trapped inside this, glass container thing? Now, with that, I'm sure Power Ranger fans have seen this. It's on YouTube. The channel is called Zordon of Eltar. They also did a trailer for Teenagers with Attitude. A few young actors, who put, kind of like this small, movie project together. And they got a few, trailers for these specific projects. But one of the other projects is called Zordon of Eltar, where it goes through the history of, kind of Zordon like being the first Ranger in a sense, and discovering the power, and now, giving the power years down, the road to these new Rangers. And in this project, go check it out on YouTube. Once again, it's called Zordon of Eltar. Within this project, I thought it was really cool watching it because it showed me something that I didn't see before. Something that I briefly may have thought about, but not in too much depth. But, after seeing, Zordon of Eltar, that trailer, the few little videos that they put out, it kind of got me thinking, like, man, it might be kind of cool to see the story behind, how Zordon came up with the Zords and, the Power Rangers, and, what was he like as being a being rather than just a mentor, and just the story behind, him and, Rita Repulsa's feud with each other. Why do they hate each other so much? So I think if they're going to take a different direction, it might be kind of cool to see that story kind of played out with this new Power Rangers film, where It's not even necessarily the 1993 characters. You know, when I'm talking Jason, Zach, Kimberly, Tommy, and Trini and Billy, but it could be, you know, just more about Zoran, or maybe there's a different team of Rangers that, you know, he first had to, you know, entrust the power to. So those are my thoughts on that. You know, I think that might be kind of a fun thing, and I feel like that would be a right direction to go to kind of give more in-depth explanation to some key elements within Power Rangers. Now, I seen this picture a little while ago, and you know, now I want to share my opinion and talk about it. Got this photo from comicbook.com, and I've seen it all over, you know, the internet. But nonetheless, it's the first visual kind of logo for the Power Rangers reboot movie, and you can tell by looking at this photo. You know, it definitely, you know, still has that generic. Original Power Ranger, you know, look and font to it. So with that, you know, even with my speculation and questions as to is this, you know, particular movie going to be a part of the show's franchise, well, it kind of seems like, you know, it would in a sense, and you can't, you know, really tell a book by its cover, you know, but in this sense, in a particular Power Ranger movie, it just would almost be confusing to not have it be a part of, you know, the history of the Power Rangers with that particular font in place. Just in my perspective, it just kind of seems like, well, if they're going to use that specific logo, which is so familiar and is what they use anyway in all the other Power Rangers, you know, brands, you know, you might as well still use that same logo and have it still be a part of the legacy and story of all the Power Rangers combined. JDF, everybody knows Jason David Frank. He's the man. Most of you know him as Tommy Oliver in, you know, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, where he's played as the Green and White Ranger and many other after that. But reason why I'm bringing him up, you know, obviously, I mean, he's invested so much within the Power Rangers brand, continues to as well. But, you know, on an online source, one of the things I was looking up, you know, he reportedly said that he will have a cameo and have some part in this movie. And in his words, I probably will be involved. They talked to me about it. I don't know how much I am involved, but for sure cameos at least in the reboot movie. So that's coming from Jason David Frank himself, which, you know, I mean, if you're gonna have a movie about Power Rangers, how can you not have Jason David Frank in it? I think, you know, that's always a great step, you know, to really making the fans, you know, excited and happy, you know. I think that adds a cool element to it. As far as what his role will be, I don't know. That brings up another question for me, because, you know, it's like, is this movie going to be connected to the Power Rangers show? Meaning, is this movie just going to be its own thing, where it's not really connected to, you know, the 1993 series, you know, and the movies before it, or will it just, you know, kind of be its own thing? So, you know, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that. With Jason David Frank, you know, making an appearance in this movie, will he be kind of like a futuristic kind of a character where he meets his younger self, or I don't know what the case may be, or what his cameo will be like. So just different questions that kind of pop up in my mind when I think about these few new steps that they're taking with the new Power Rangers movie. But yeah, nonetheless, that's a little bit of information that I've gotten so far on the updates of the new Power Rangers movie. Now, I've asked everyone else in different Power Ranger fan groups and different friends, you know, of mine, but you know, I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you think, you know, what has made Power Rangers last for so many years as a television franchise? What is it that's kept it so grounded and that allows it to continue as of now and for years to come? Why has it lasted so long? And then also, second question, what are you guys hoping for in this new Power Rangers movie reboot? What are some things that you might want to see, you know, them bring to life within this Power Rangers movie? Is there a certain kind of story that you might hope to see? Do you want to see the original, you know, 1993 cast, you know, kind of make an appearance within this movie, or, you know, do you want to see something different when there's different characters that will be involved? I don't know, whatever the case may be. But I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, and I'd love to hear you guys' comments. So comment on this video below, and also share this video. If you're in any type of like Power Ranger fan group on Facebook, on Twitter, definitely shoot this video out to those groups, and just get folks conversating over this, because I love to hear you guys' comments, just kind of get new ideas to spark my excitement a little bit more too. So definitely looking forward to the film. Comment on this video and let me know your thoughts, guys. Also, if you are new here or returning and just haven't subscribed yet, I am encouraging you, do not forget to subscribe so you can stay in touch with me and my latest videos. Also, if you're a huge Power Rangers fan, beware that I have got a lot of Power Rangers videos coming your way. I'm working on something very special. I posted this in a few videos before. I'm working on a project here in my hometown called Denver Power Rangers, DPR, and super excited about that. So you'll see myself, a few of my buddies, and some acting and costume gear, doing some fun stuff dedicated to Saban's MMPR series of Power Rangers. So be out on the lookout for that, because it's coming very soon. I'm in the process of editing, filming, and getting this thing in production. So yeah, look out for Denver Power Rangers, guys. Well, you folks have a more phenomenal day, and well, as of now, that's all I got for you. So until next time, peace. Man, how do you get this thing to work? It's like, I don't know. What am I supposed to do with this thing? It says on the inscription in the, oh, it's supposed to say it's morphin' time. All right, let's try it out. It's morphin' time!